started.
Dat My King from the US. Okay, let's kick off with D4. All right, let's see what we get. Nimzo. Yeah, maybe. Let's allow a Nimzo if he wants to play it. Oh, he is. Okay, so I play the Rubinstein variation of the Nimzo-Indian. That's this move, E3. It's supposed to be pretty solid. Takes, I take. So you need to shore up the knight here. He can trade this piece off if he wants to. And you take back with a pawn. So it's inflicted a bit of pawn damage. But you haven't wasted any time with the move A3 here to force that exchange. So I think this should be good for white. Let's go ahead and play E4 while it's possible. You can just grab the whole big center. I mean, you have you know, some damage to your pawn formation, but you also have an open file and extra support for your center pawn, right? The C3 pawn supports D4. Oh, queen here, bishop here. So if you knight, oh, there's no knight. Yeah, he doesn't have a knight on F6 either. I was going to say pawn to E5 would hit the knight on F6 and win the pawn on H7. But there is no knight on F6. He's traded it off. So this should be good for white. That's all I have to say on. So rather than routinely castling, that would be the most normal move here, maybe. Most obvious. I'm wondering if I can play E5 right away. E5 threatens bishop takes H7 check. He takes. Well, he could play either G6 or H6, and then I could take. I wonder if I want to set this up a bit. Okay, it doesn't seem to give me any immediate advantage that I'm seeing, so I'm going to go ahead and castle. He stops that, yeah. And now I have C5. He takes, I take. He takes, I take. He takes. Okay, so let's play the bishop here so I can think about playing C5. I guess he's still got a lot of force on that pawn. Maybe C5 is just not playable except as a sacrifice. So is there a way? Okay, he's trying to shut that down anyway. Is there a way I can do this? How about rook here? So the idea being maybe I can open up the D file against his queen at some point. So I think in spite of what I was saying earlier, oh, he took. If we back up, in this position I think black is just fine. I thought I was doing pretty well, but it seems like he just holds the center here and he's doing fine. But this move seems like a mistake because now it opens up dynamic possibilities for me to play E5 once again. That blockade on the E-pawn was pretty annoying, so I think going back to my earlier question about whether to play E5 or not, maybe I should have played it when I had the chance before he blockaded it, and because he didn't have to give me a second chance. But since he gave me this second chance, why don't I take it? Take this opportunity to play E5. Now it's a big threat. If he takes, I take hitting the knight, and I'm also threatening bishop takes H7 check with a discovered attack on the queen. So that's a big problem here. Oh, he solved that nicely. He's got it covered with the knight there. So, well, I can still win a pawn, and then I can grab his bishop in either order. So bishop takes. Actually, yeah, so if I take the bishop, queen takes, and then I take here with check, king moves, then my pawn is hanging. If I take here with check and the king moves, then my bishop is hanging, so I'm going to have to exchange it out anyway. Okay, so how about I take with check first.
Check.
And then instead of retreating the bishop, I would save this bishop. And then if he tries to capture my bishop, I have the move e6 check, winning this piece. So the bishop trap here doesn't work. And I've defended my e-pawn, my advanced e-pawn. So I picked up a pawn here, I think, fair and square, or free and clear. Okay, so first let's take here. And then we'll play the check.
Check.
If I played the check first, he had king takes bishop. But here now I have pawn takes knight. And I grabbed a pawn with the bishop. So I got one more pawn that way. So let's do the count. He's got 2 bishops and 4 pawns. I have 2 pieces and 5 pawns. So I stayed a pawn up. He has the bishop pair, though, so that is compensation. And but his king position is weak. I would not want to be. So maybe I have a smart move here, like knight to e5 here. It attacks the pawn on g6 because the queen is already attacking it, and it also attacks the bishop. So hopefully this is a good move here. Gotta find those smart moves while you can. Yeah, he's good at this. That my king is no slacker. Okay,
Server
so my
announcement.
My queen is loose. His queen is under attack, but he defended b6 there. So if I move my queen, he's just going to move his queen. If I take his queen, he takes my queen. I take his rook. That's probably best. I should take the rook in the corner. The reason for that is that you have a choice of 2 rooks, and when you have that choice, you always want to take the less active rook because the other rook is going to come over and replace it, and it'll be in the less active position. So that's a little shorthand. Somewhat counterintuitive, taking the less active rook. Okay, so I have a minor problem here with my king being potentially trappable on the back rank. Let's see. And I have no way to attack this. I have no way to attack this pawn because it's on a light square, other than attacking it with the knight, which I'm already doing. So, well, here, let's yeah, wherever I put the rook, he's going to attack it with the knight. Here, if I put the rook here, so he has to move his bishop. See where the bishop goes. He doesn't have to move his bishop, right? Yeah, this is just annoying. No matter what pawn I move, he's going to be able to place a bishop in a way that still threatens to mate me, right? So he places the bishop there. So now what can I do? I can give myself one more square to go to like this. Yeah, and he just attacks stuff. He's good at this. I think I said that before. So he's going to win this pawn here. Can I attack a pawn with my bishop? Apparently not. Can I defend it with the rook? No, I can't. Can I defend it with the knight? No. Very annoying. Ah, he wants to trade down. I wonder if that was a slip. I thought he would just grab the pawn over there, unless there's a reason why this pawn is poisoned. Maybe he thinks he has better chances in the endgame with the bishops. Okay, well, let's give my king some space here. And, okay, I should start watching the clock a bit. I'm down to 2 minutes, but there should be plenty of time to win. I don't know why I think I have such a winning edge, but I do. Maybe, yeah, maybe he can round up this pawn anyway. Maybe that's what he was thinking. So I can't, once again, I can't defend it. And he can keep driving it forward.
Check.
Aha, yeah, I can play that. Let's go this way. I want to get out of the corner. If he goes there with check, the knight's covering it. So, okay, so he didn't win that pawn. You know, he might have been worried about a skewer from my rook. I had noticed earlier that he had gotten his bishops lined up on the e-file, and if I could just have played rook e1 with tempo, I would have picked up a bishop. But my knight was still in between, so I don't think that was a realistic threat at that point. Okay, so he's going after that pawn. Yeah, let's take this guy, so I don't have to keep worrying about him. And let's get my king a little more active here. Yeah, now I need to get in here somewhere. Let's see. About like this. Right here. So knight to e4 hits his bishop. d4. Knight to d4 hits his bishop. Okay, so I'm going to hit his bishop again with my king. I'm going to walk over here with my king again to stop this pawn. Okay, so now where do I want to go with this knight? Here, to attack the pawn. Okay, so he goes that way. We have bishops of the same color. Oh, that's a mistake. He can just take my bishop. He could have just taken that. Ah, well, he missed a trick there.
Check.
Okay. Forces me all the way to the corner. I want to stay in touch with this pawn so he doesn't win it, but he can't check me again. let's see, I can win this pawn. Okay, he's going to let me have it. He could have defended with his king there, I think. So now my plan is to get my bishop to a square. Yeah, this is a typical case. The bishop can't stop two pawns. Even these two pawns by themselves would be beyond the scope of the bishop to stop. And I have to make sure that this is the right color pawn for this square, but it is. Pawn in the square. The color of the square is the same as the color of the bishop, so I can always win with this pawn. So I will force him to sacrifice his bishop for this pawn. And then it's an easy win. You get to this position, and then you put your bishop here on this diagonal, and he has to move away.
Black resigns.
So very simple from there. So he resigned. So I'm going to do upload this and do a postmortem. Yeah, I definitely think I slipped up in a couple of places, so we'll take a look at that and see where I went wrong. Okay, see you guys later. Bye.